Hey Quincy, I'm Emily. I'm Lily and Gary's mom from church, and I hear that you are running and playing sports, playing baseball, doing all those fun things that kids do. So I would just love to share some tips that I've learned as an athlete growing up from coaches and other people that have really helped me over the years. So one thing, or let's talk about three things, all right? And I'll try to stay on point. I really enjoy talking about athletics and helping kids with their bodies and really learning about how God made our bodies and how there's things that we can do and that we can practice to use all of the strength and all the muscles and tendons and whatnot that God made for us to use for Him. So let's talk about three things today. And talking just about running, and say that we're running from first base to second base, or you just swung and hit the ball and you're running to first base. So let's talk about three things, okay? We're going to talk about our body with our hips, and then number two, we're going to talk about our body with our feet, and three, we're going to talk about our body just in terms of muscles and the attitude that our muscles can have up on our body, okay? So I'll try to keep it short and to the point, but I'd love to meet with you sometime and work on it in your backyard or
you know what?
our backyard.
You know what?
What, buddy?
I know where the fishing poles are.
You do? You want to get them?
They're up in the attic.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's not get those ones right now. As soon as I'm done, I'll get them down, okay?
Okay.
All right. So number one, we're going to talk about our hips, okay? I know you're thinking, what does my hips have to do with running? Okay, but just hear me out, okay? So, and Stacy or Luke, you can pause the video anytime you want, and I would recommend that. So let's talk about our hips. Number one, we all have the top point of our hips, okay? The top point of our hips is called our iliac crest. So if you want to stop the video and try to find it, it's kind of the top point of our hips called the iliac crest. And basically, that is a direction point for our body. If the iliac crest is pointed down, if our hips are pointing down, guess where our momentum and our speed and our energy is going to go? It's going to go down, all right? When we're running, and if you look at like Olympic athletes that are running the 100 meters, what you'll see is they're tall, their bodies are tall. Their hips aren't scrunched down like this. They aren't tight and tucked down like this. But they're up, they're open, they're pointing up, okay? And our shoulders are back and are open, okay? The reason for that is so that you have a wide range of motion with your feet and with your legs, okay? If I'm running, and let's say that my direction is pointing down, all right? My hips are here, they're pointing down, and you're going like this. Look at how much space I have for my legs to move. Okay? I don't have very much space. And that often results in, okay, my legs are long. They're trying to make a full range of motion, kind of like a train. But whenever I get here, my feet hit, and I'll scoot back here, my feet are flat. So then I end up with some flat-footed running, okay? And that kind of slows us down it's common too whenever we're young to run like that. As you get older and you get stronger, it's important to learn about your hips and the best way to use your body the way that God made you to use it, okay? So our hips are to be pointed up. When our hips are pointed up, look at this. I have a full range of motion with my legs, okay? So that way, whenever I'm running, I can run tall and strong.
Look what I found, Mommy.
Yeah, it's top of your old bike, bud. Okay. So an exercise that you can do with that, Stacy and Luke and everybody, is if you just stand in place to feel it. Okay. If you stand in place, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders. Your shoulders want to be up and open, and your hips up and open. Okay. And you can even put your hands right here. Put your pointer finger on your iliac crest. Stand tall. And just bring your knees up, okay? It's kind of a good stretch too, like that, all right? When I'm running like that and I'm tall, I'm able to plant my foot I am able to plant my foot down on the ball of my foot. Instead of when I'm scrunched over, I can't. Or if you're thinking about a layup in basketball, right? You're coming in, you got the ball, you're driving, and you come up, boom, okay? You drive up, right? Are your hips pointing down like this whenever you go up for a layup? No, think about that. Whenever you go up for a layup, boom, my hips are up and I'm tall and I'm able to use the full width and the strength of my body to drive my force up. So there you go, hips. Number 2, the ball of your feet, okay? If I'm running and I'm flat-footed like this, just stand in place and do that. Where do you feel your weight? Whenever you're walking just on your flat-footed, okay? Where's your weight? It's back here, right? Okay, now think about whenever you're on the ball of your feet, okay? So the ball of your foot, Quincy, is like the base of your toe, your big toe, and you got the ball of your foot, kind of like the palm of your hand. You've got the ball of your foot, okay? And you're just standing in place, running like this, okay? Now where's that weight? Do you feel so much back here? No, you feel it more coming up to the front of your legs and then into your hips, right? So you have that ability to power. Okay, flat-footed, hips down. Where's your weight? You don't really have anywhere to go for it. So if you just want to work on slowing it down, I know we're working on wanting to get faster, but if we just think about our body and where our weight is, it really helps us, okay? Another thing to think about, whenever you're running or you're working out, it's really important that all of our muscles and our tendons stay loose and relaxed so that they can work together. If you're working in a team or like at home and there's tension or something is tight or somebody's upset and the other person is not, there's a lot of this going on, right? Same thing happens with our body. If we're running and our upper body gets really tight and we're squeezing and we're trying to get there as fast as we can, we're not allowing our body to do everything that it's meant to do because we're blocking part of our muscles off, all right? So think about this. Whenever you're running to first base or second base or wherever you're going, think about that you have an egg or potato chips in your hands, okay? And you don't want to break it, all right? You don't want to break it. Whenever I'm real tight and tense, all of these muscles in my shoulders and my back, they get too tight. And then it's really hard to use the muscles of our hips and our legs because we're so tight up here. Everything works together. All of our muscles and tendons work together. So just a quick exercise here. Okay, I want you to frown like this and try to jump. Do you feel heavy? Okay, whenever we frown or whenever we're like feeling like I can't do this, our muscles do this thing where they get heavier, and it's really a true thing because whenever our muscles in our face are down, all right, they get tight here and then they connect up into our ear, down through our neck, and they become more tight and more tense, okay? And then our shoulders get tight, our back muscles get tight, and guess what? All of that connects down into our legs, into our body, and it makes our running really heavy and really hard, okay? So think about just having a joy in your smile, okay? Even if you don't really feel it, all right? Thinking about what is good and that you are doing great and you're doing the best that you can and you're learning and you're growing is a beautiful thing. So try to just take your smile, lift the corners of your mouth up whenever you're working out, because that really takes a lot of pressure off of your own shoulders, okay? So your attitude within your body has a lot to do with just being the best you can be as you grow. As you progress, like you can work on high knees when we're talking about having those open hips. Work on your high knees, quick, okay? Think about getting your toes off the ground. So if you think about getting your toes off the ground as fast as you can, and you think about your hips as like a little, shoot, I forget what you call it. like if you're throwing a tennis ball, right? And you throw it at the wall, that wall serves as a bouncing point, right? So I throw a tennis ball against the wall and I go boom, and I get it back. So your hips are kind of like the wall whenever you throw a tennis ball, okay? So think about that. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's almost like you can lift your legs with your hips, okay? I hope all that helps in some way, and I can't wait to get with you and maybe run some in the backyard. Thanks, Quincy.